Ecclesiastes 3 reads this: "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace." Timing and seasons in life used to be measured by a calendar that would show you the month and the days and the weeks, and then you would just flip to the new month when that month was over. COVID-19 in particular has sort of blurred some of those specific time frames. Sure, we still live in a 24-hour clock and days are still measured, but somehow we've lost a little bit of that clarity of when seasons begin and seasons end. You may see this church again as an empty sanctuary that we had about 6 weeks ago. And in between, if you were part of our Maranatha family, we went on a journey building a structure that represented the various parts and aspects of the church and what it meant and how it was meant to live and breathe, especially here in Maranatha in 2020. And even though the season of that worship series is done and the stage has been cleared again, and the time for rest and renewal is upon me as a family and upon us as a church, we're still God's people. We're still following God's path. But we're preparing ourselves for the next adventure in us and for us and through us. We're still in this season of separation, but plans are being made about what a relaunch and a reconnection of our faith community might look like. We're starting to look ahead to the possibilities and the plans and even the preparations and to participate again as God's people. Of church here at Maranatha, of a church in the understanding of who Maranatha is, and also of what it means to be church through Maranatha to the world around us. Maranatha will continue to worship over the next 3 Sundays with different voices coming in to speak God's truth and God's blessing for our people. And so I encourage you to read into the e-blast and to connect with those services. In 3 weeks, I'll be back. Me and my lawn chair are going to be looking at 2 Chronicles 20, a story, an amazing story of prayer, of praise, and of power. Until then, peace and blessings, my friends. Amen.